Hello ladies and gentlemen, Panzer here, and welcome to Steamworld Heist. So this is kind of a sort of sequel to Steamworld Dig, made by the same people, and I really liked the whole Steamworld world, if that makes sense, because I'm a big fan of steampunk in general, and this is still very much in that same sort of style, so just a few things to take note of. I am playing this with a controller, so it will be a little bit different. It does recommend a controller, but this is perfectly serviceable with keyboard and mouse as well. Alright, let's get straight into it. Alright, so here is my ship. Now, as compared to Steamworld Dig, which took place on a planet, this takes place almost entirely in space, and it's several years after the events of Steamworld Dig. So, Steamworld Heist kind of revolves around your crew in a sort of, I guess you could almost say, a Firefly-style kind of ragtag crew of miscreants. This is my crew down here. They're all down here, and they're all different classes. We have our pilot up top as well, and they have very interesting characterization. There isn't much, well, there is a voiceover, but it's sort of like kind of a gobbledygook language, so everything is kind of like this. Yeah, you get the idea. And so on and so on. So, yeah, alright, let's just jump straight into a mission. So, we're just flying around the map here. This is the star map. I have played probably about an hour or so to get this far. This is a gun shop, which sells some guns. The bar over here, there's Gat's bar. And then there's another bar over here called Lola's, and bars are where you get crew members. Now, crew members all have different classes, and the weapons all sort of do different things. Right, I'm just going to jump into the gun shop here. So we're just going to wait for the ship to dock. There we go. And let's see what's on sale here. Not much by the looks of it. Yeah, not really. Oh, we can have a look at this. The Big Bang. Our inventory is full at the moment. Let's just have a look at our inventory. So these are some of the items you can equip. Oh, we do have an RPG, though. You know what? We don't actually need that grenade launcher. In that case. It does have a very large area of effect, though. I don't know if that's better. So you do have different types of weapons. There's also different weapon types and equipables as well. And of course, this is our crew, and they all have different classes. So you can see under their name there the different class and level, and all of their stats. So this is a bit like a 2D space XCOM 2. I think that's the best way of describing this. It's a bit like XCOM. Alright, so I'm just going to jump into a mission and show you kind of what we're talking about here. So, let's have a look at a mission we can do. This is probably one of the harder missions where we can take 3 crew members. So you can see actually how many crew members you can take there with the little icons. Some of which allow you only to take 1, some allow you to take 2, and some allow you to take 3. I don't know if that's the limit. That's as far as I've seen so far. Okay, so our objectives: eliminate the crusher and then evacuate. So simple enough. Alright, so these are the crew members I'm taking for now. We have Bogdan the Great Ivansky, who is probably our strongest character at the moment. And these are both Vanguard, so I'm going to switch out one. Normally I would like to take the Vanguard, but let's switch that out and let's take Valentine. Okay, so he's a sentry. Essentially, sentries are a bit like snipers in XCOM. They have a bonus if they are standing still prior to firing, so that's always good. Do I want to go with that? No, I'm going to go with the tier 3 handgun, I think. And this... Or do I want to do that? I don't know. I'm so confused right now. You know what? I think in that case I might switch. No, you know what? I think I'm gonna keep that. We'll take this rare weapon here. It doesn't have high damage, but it pierces through things, which is quite useful. And we're gonna swap that out with the RPG, I think. Seems to have a medium area of effect. Actually, you know what? I'm going to show you the thumper just so you have an idea of how that works. And we're going to give you the sidearm. So it's a free action and it allows us to shoot. So, yeah. And we can, of course, change hats. Hats are quite nice. Let's go with the pirate hat. Why not? Okay, and, oh, we have an extra slot available? Yeah, let's take the grenade. Okay. And let's begin. So that's the equipment screen that you just saw there, and that's basically just how you sort of set up your loadout before you go into each mission. Okay. Alright, we're already on a countdown. That's a 10-turn alarm system, effectively. So different effects will trigger as soon as that countdown reaches 0. And you can see the effects at the top right there. So the skull basically means enemy reinforcements will come in. And that shows how many waves. So, of course, that's a single wave of enemy reinforcements. And we'll have defensive turrets coming up as well. So right now, all we can see is as such here. So the yellow area indicates an area we can move to. We have 2 actions per turn, and firing will end your turn, very much like XCOM. So we can sprint much further, but you can see the icon there means we can't shoot after moving this distance. So different characters have different movement distances as well, something to bear in mind. I believe my captain here is able to move the greatest distance. Because she has an equipment as well, which allows her to do that. Okay, so let's go and open this door over here. Okay, we haven't seen anybody yet. Alright, let's move forward to this bit of cover here. And that's a piece of low cover. And let's move forward here as well. Okay, and we'll get him to guard. Now, guard just gives you more... it gives you a small defensive bonus when you do that. Okay, so last character here, Valentine, will need to move forward, I think. Okay, and that's 1 turn over. Okay, so we can also switch characters as well. So he has focused because he hasn't taken any movements or anything like that this turn, so that will give him more damage if he attacks this turn. Okay, so opening the door counts as an action. Something to bear in mind. Let's move him forward here. And I think we can actually get him to attack. Or we can get him to use his sidearm to attack as well. So it has a 2-turn cooldown. But it will give us a free attack. So we could do that. So there's an enemy down there. So they have 5 health. If I was to shoot him once, I think that should be enough, actually. Alright, so let's just get the aiming here. Now, aiming in this game is very much like Worms. And the reason I say that is because you aim in this sort of radius here. You can use the mouse to aim as well. But there is also a ricochet. And if you have a weapon with a laser sight, it'll actually show you a certain distance of the projectile, so how many ricochets it can do. So if I was to fire up here, I can actually do a bit of a trick shot where it ricochets down, but it is going to hit the barrel in front of me. So if I was to ricochet it off the floor there, it will actually hit him in the legs. There is a headshot bonus as well, I believe, so there's a critical roll too, and that will give us bonus damage. So our critical will give us +1 damage per shot. So I think we're going to take this guy out first. Just try and get it onto his head. Now the guns do sway a little bit. That's not just an animation. The gun actually does sway in its aiming. And I don't know if there's a certain attribute that controls that, but all characters seem to sway just a little bit. And it's definitely more noticeable when you have a weapon that has a laser sight on it, which I don't have right now. In fact, I don't think any of my weapons have a laser sight, unfortunately. So, that's a bit of a shame. Alright, so let's get this shot off like so. That's not how we do that. Right trigger just cycles through the different actions we can do. And, let's fire. Alright, so that's a kill there. That's ended his turn as well. You can see there's an explosive barrel over there as well. So that is not something you want to take cover next to. It has a certain health, but when it reaches 0, it will explode. Okay, so let's move Piper up there. And we're going to get Ivan, or Ivansky, to open that door, and that reveals that area there. Seems to be quite a lot of enemies. And I don't think anybody that we can hit immediately, so I'm going to get him to drop down over here instead. So we can clear out this area a lot better. Okay, so that's the enemy turn there. Now, I don't think we can hit him from here. But if I move forward, let's see if I can do this. I need to ricochet it off that wall. And it's going to be very hard because I basically have to eye this in. I think that's about on target. There we go. Yeah, there we go. So you can see it bounced off the wall there. That shot also pierces through enemies as well, so if you're firing in a straight line, you can actually do quite a lot more damage to them. Alright, I'm going to get Ivan to move up to this point here. He does have a grenade launcher as his primary weapon, which gives him an area of effect attack, but let's see if I can do this. But that is the only weapon that has friendly fire. If I was to fire with my gun here, it doesn't actually trigger any friendly fire at all. So I can actually fire past our friendlies there. Let's see if I can ricochet off that wall. Ah, no, it ricocheted off the barrel. So that's a bit of a shame there. And I just realized I used the scrapper sidearm as well. So that actually is a free shot that I just took. So that's not what I intended to do. Let's just fire there and get rid of that barrel. So yeah, cover is completely destructible. We have an enemy coming up that way. This guy's still not quite able to hit us. So I'm just going to repeat the same thing, firing off the wall there, and we've missed. Which is always nice. Alright, let's just move him into the open here and take this shot. So, when we fire this one, we have a slight little aiming line there. This weapon does arc, so we should be able to arc it over that barrel there. There we go. And of course it has a slight bounce to it as well. So that's the grenade. We do also have a throwable grenade as well, but that's not particularly useful for us right now. So I'm going to get him to wait. Okay, let's cycle over to Valentine here. Let's try to get rid of him. There we go. That's the focus coming into play as well, giving us a damage bonus. Okay, let's go and take that loot. And of course, loot, basically it could be currency or it could even be a weapon. So it's always good to try and collect as many of them as possible. Alright, let's move him back there. I want to open that door down there, but I think we should probably clear out this area first. That looks like a sniper up there. And there's a sniper inside there too, so I do wonder if I open this door and just shoot that barrel. There we go. So yeah, ricochets don't hurt you either. So that's one thing that you can do. You can just ricochet, and if it bounces back in your face, it's fine. It doesn't actually affect you at all. Okay, let's get him on guard there. Now the main currency in this game is water. Of course, because they are steam-powered robots. So they use water, and of course water is a very valuable currency in the game, purely because all the robots are steam-powered in some form, so they do consume water. We have been hit. Okay, so let's go and open that door. This is actually a very, very large map, I've just noticed. Okay, so this could be a fairly long mission. Alright, let's get Piper into cover over here. And I want Ivan to come up here so you can take some cover. And let's fire at you. So that's gotten rid of him. Okay, so we've only got 2 more turns until the turrets are activated, which is definitely not what we want to do. We don't want to be caught out once the turrets are there. Alright, let's move Piper over here. Alright, let's see if we can get a... Let's do a power shot. I think we might be able to get both of them. No, it ricocheted. Right. Let's move you over there. So we will need 3 people to open that door. So it might be worthwhile getting Piper back up again. One more turn before the alarms are triggered. And that's a miss. Right. Let's get over here. And let's take this shot here. And Valentine, you can go and grab that. Alright, turrets are activated. So they are at fixed points on the map, and they are destroyable. But thankfully they also do not fire on the first turn, which is very, very good. Right, so let's get you... Oh, I hope I can hit it from here. I think I might want to use power shot on this just to guarantee us that kill if I do hit it. There we go. Okay, Ivan, go over and grab that loot. Because of course loot is important. We need loot. There we go. And then we can get everybody back up to go and open that door. Right, so the next turn, or rather in 3 turns, there will be a wave of enemy reinforcements. So that is definitely a bit of danger for us. More enemies to fight. But also the potential for... Oh, there we go. So that's the first enemy there. And another set of turrets being deployed. So yes, it is another couple more turns before the whole thing escalates even further. Right, let's go up there. Okay, so that door is now open, and there is the boss. And of course, that case there with a star on it is what they call epic swag in this game. Basically, it's a much bigger loot drop. That's essentially it. Okay, so let's try to bounce this off the ceiling and hit him. That's a good hit actually. It went straight through him for 4 damage. He does actually yeah, he does actually have a lot of health. So this could be a tough fight. Alright, yeah, 17 points of health is quite a lot. So let's get rid of that one over there. And is there somebody we can hit from here? We can shoot through some of the floors. So any of the floors that are blacked out are completely impenetrable. But any of these that are coloured, they are kind of like gratings, so or platforms, they can be shot around or through. Let's take that shot there. Oh, just missed it. And there's a turret. Okay, so let's get rid of that turret there. And of course that shot goes through both of them. Okay, so Ivan now has triggered a passive ability. This ability is called Payback. So anytime he takes damage, he will become enraged and deal even more damage. So let's fire that up there. And we've completely missed, but, well, it got the guy below. I was actually trying to hit the boss. Alright, let's see if we can bounce it off that wall there. I think it's somewhere around there. No, oh, well, we shot him in the foot, so that's something. He does regain 1 health per turn, though, so that is definitely not in our favor. Let's power that up. Take this shot there. And that should be enough to finish him off. There we go. Okay, so now all we have to do is escape. Before we do that, let's get everybody to the escape pod. Just like in XCOM, or the ending of XCOM missions where you have to evacuate your troops, it works in exactly the same way, getting all your troops to the drop zone. The only difference being, of course, is that all of them must be in the drop zone for it to take effect at the end of the turn. So it's not a case of whoever reaches the drop zone is evacuated. This requires all of them to be there, which makes them quite vulnerable if enemies do come and attack. Right, so we have the option of evacuating now, or I think we... Oh, we can't do it on this mission, but normally you would have the option of searching the rest of the ship for any other loot. But since we can't do that, let's just end the turn now and get out. We haven't gotten everything on this mission, but we can run it again another time. Alright, and then we can go through all of the stuff that we've collected. So, let's have a look at what we've gotten. So, that's water, that's more water. That is a sharpshooter pistol. So, a long-range laser sight. And it's not able to shoot after moving. So, that's a very good one for the sentry, I believe. Alright, we've got more water there, more water, more water. We've got a lot of water. And let's see what the epic swag we have is. And that's Rusty Light Armor, which gives us +1 health with no downside. Of course, we do have a limited inventory space, so we will have to sell some things. And I believe we might want to sell... Let's see. Well, we don't need this anymore. The Rusty Heavy Armor, because this only gives you 1 additional health, but it also decreases sprint distance. So, we'll just get rid of that. And, it's a tricky one. I think we'll sell the RPG as well. We don't really need that. And, yeah, that looks good. Okay, so we didn't get all of the stars, mainly because we didn't get all of the epic swag on here, and of course you lose stars for any casualties. But that's sort of how the game is played. The stars are a form of rep which allows you to unlock certain types of characters and gain access to new areas, or even get access to better items. It's also another form of currency. Right, so our Vanguard here is leveled up. He gets a new ability, and it's a health +2. So the different classes have a kind of a fixed upgrade tree that they follow, but apparently, and this, don't quote me on this because this is just what I've heard, as you progress throughout the game, certain characters do actually develop unique abilities as well. So it's worthwhile looking around for the different characters and recruiting them as you see fit. Our sentry here is leveled up as well. Let's see what he's gotten. He's got an additional health as well, so all good things. Okay. And we've got a little bit more exposition here, just sort of telling the story. Okay, and yeah, that's just one mission, and yeah, the video has turned out to be quite a lot longer than I was expecting. But really, just a very sort of quick look at what Steamworld Heist is all about. Personally, I'm really enjoying it. It's sort of a simplified kind of XCOM. And of course, there is permadeath. Your characters can be killed. If you choose to end a mission with a dead character, then I believe that they don't come back, but if they come back with wounds, then they get healed up pretty much immediately. So it's kind of an easier XCOM in a way. And of course, all the different hats to collect and all of the different weapons to try out. It's quite interesting, has a surprising amount of depth, and I love the art style. Not gonna lie, I'm a big sucker for steampunk, and this particular art style in a sort of cartoonish way is really, really charming to me. But yeah, that's Steamworld Heist. Go and check it out. It's available on Steam right now. And I guess the only real downside of this game is that it launched with Day 1 DLC, which adds new characters. I don't know if that was something carried over from another platform, but personally it's just something I don't really like, is seeing DLC on the first day. Locking stuff away on the game is not something I like seeing at all. But that's really the only downside to the game in any form. And I'm really enjoying it so far. So yeah, go and check it out if this has caught your eye as much as it has caught mine. That's Steamworld Heist. And thank you very much for watching. My name is Panzer. Don't forget to leave a like if you've enjoyed the video and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'll see you next time.